What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is another Monday Ramble. Doing pretty good today. Unfortunately, got sick the end of the week last week, which is all right. It happens. Everybody gets sick, right? And it is what it is. Just got to take it one day at a time. I said I would bring up one of these plants that I'm growing, or the plants I'm growing. So we got these guys here, and we got the Vivo Sun. It's a 2x2 by 4 foot tent. It's pretty nice, pretty good setup. You could probably get. It sounds like I'm not going to get away with too much with it, but that's fine, right? It's just personal stuff anyway. So, but it'll run you about $230 when it's on sale. I got it on sale, so it's $230. Then there's tax. So it virtually comes with everything besides the fan and the humidifier that you've seen. So it'll come with other things that are able to tell you the humidity levels, the temperature, and so Celsius, and various things like that, right? It's not a climate control, so you gotta do that yourself. Got an exhaust fan on there. You gotta manually do it, but they do got stuff you could buy where you can connect your phone to it or through an app, and that you can control the environment that way. So there's very awesome builds like that on Amazon. This one's a Vivo Sun. I think it's just a VS 1000 Lite or something like that. But so far it's really nice. So I started those guys from seedlings till you see them there, and they're about 2 weeks old. One of them's 2 weeks old. I dropped one of the other seeds that I cracked, so the other one's a few days behind. So that one, hopefully that other one, the smaller looking one, starts sprouting up pretty soon, because the other one was there a few days ago, right? I'd say it's probably 4 days ahead. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just it's unfortunate. So it was when I was setting it up, getting it all set up to get planted and things like that. I dropped the other seed. I had two of them cracked. So I was like, no. So I had to start the other seedling, started all over. So, but for the most part, you just got to keep it high humidity for now. I'll end up having to add like topsoils to add some more nutrients in there. I've already started late nutrient feed for these girls. Well, the bigger one anyways, because it's entering the vegetative state. So when they're in the vegetative state, they absorb a heck of a lot more nutrients and things like that. So gonna have to make sure she's fed, or else start seeing weird discolorations, which I'm thinking I might, because it's my first time ever having to worry about plant nutrition and stuff like that. Any other time I do planting, it's either it just dies or whatever, it's outside. So like this year we have our corns, we have our peas. These are just basic flowers. These are our corns here. So the corns are going to be ready pretty soon. That one's going to probably get something for us. We got some carrot. Look at how big those carrots are right there. Those are carrot. That's a carrot bush. These are peas. We just grabbed some off this morning. We got green beans. We're all caught up on green beans. We got some watermelon here. These are jalapenos. We got attacked by frickin' there's the flower. So we're gonna get jalapenos pretty soon. Nice. On a couple of those plants. It sucked that we got attacked by rabbits. We thought it was deer at first, but I don't think so. It's hard to tell to really pinpoint if that's actually what it was. We got this other plant. This is the one I harvested from my first more successful outdoor grow. So these guys are autoflowers. This one seems like it was going to go in a vegetative state again, and this one stayed in flowering. So when they're flowered, they don't really get much bigger. So that one's just going to be a tiny bud. But you know, is what it is. If you don't have a green thumb, it's really intimidating at first. So that first year of gardening, I had no idea what I was doing, but you know, it's just basically you get them planted and start watering. Let them wait. You wait it out, and you just make sure that you hit your flowering cycles, that the soil is not getting too dry. So it's a little bit more complex if you start to do some THC growing or cannabis growing, not THC, but cannabis. Whether you go the way of growing a more hempy bud, I guess, where it's less psychoactive, or you like the high concentrate of THC in it, you'll do your best to do that, right? There's many things to take into consideration, things that are above my head and above my pay grade, but you know, that's something I'm gonna have to learn eventually in a way. So I'm not gonna spread it out because I have no clue. I just know that they say keep the pH levels about 6.5 when you're watering these girls, and you know, take it from there. Yeah, so I like learning new things and things like that, right? I never envisioned myself ever even growing those. It always sounded too complicated, and it's complicated, but I'm willing to go down that route and try it out, right? And you know, just because I don't know. It was about 7 years ago. I read all I could on the cannabis plant, tetrahydrocannabinols and things like that, and how to grow them. Like in my head, I knew how to grow them because I read about it. But you know, I never tried it. And you know, over the years, you don't look at the stuff, you don't read about it, you forget about it, right? We forget more than we take in, if we want to be honest to ourselves about that. But the thing is, you can also read about it and know everything you want to know, but to actually do it is a whole different freaking thing, right? It's a whole different monster. And you know, they tell you the best way to do it is just to do it, you know? The only way to do it is to do it. So that's me doing it, you know, trying to, anyways, doing my best. I just got done smoking the plants that I chopped up. You seen that? I had those roots. And, you know, because I'm practicing doing the drying processes. The drying process, I think I didn't let it dry enough, and stuff like that. But I think, and the curing thing, but I gave a sample out to, you know, some family members, let them try it out, give me some feedback, some honest feedback, hopefully. And yeah, wait to hear back about that. Family, friends, stuff like that. So hopefully hear something back, some honest opinions, you know. You can't go anywhere if you don't have honest opinions. So it's something that if somebody's able to inform you honestly of their opinions, then, you know, it's not a bad thing. You should be thankful for that, because if they're not honest with you, you don't know that there's adjustments that need to be made, right? And just from what like I said, I smoked that. The rest of my outdoor batch that I just got, it was first successful batch, if I may add. And I think I got a little bit more to go with the drying and the curing processes. And I think I could have let it go a little bit longer. But, you know, like I said, it's all learning and a learning experience. Excuse me, holy buggers. And very grateful that I'm able to do so and learn these things. And, you know, there's so many videos. I think it was like Mr. Connect Grows and stuff like that on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of people give YouTube videos, and they're very helpful, very informative. It's easy to watch them, but it's hard to incorporate them into your own growth sometimes. things happen, you forget, whatever, it happens. We get busy in our lives, right? And yeah, it is what it is. I'm excited though. I'm excited for what's to come from these ones anyways. And excuse me, expectations up there, not that high, but um, I'm going to follow through on it and do all I can for it, right? for my harvest anyways. So anyways, is what it is. It's like life, right, man? You gotta do your best to take in the goods, the bads, and the uglies, and improve from there. You always gotta improve, right? It's anything that you do in your life, it should be incorporated in your life, right? It's usually I say it a lot of sports or any other type of activity that you do, work, any kind of problem solving thing, obviously you're never going to have anything that goes perfect. Well, some things might go perfect, but almost nothing ever goes perfect, and it should help you prepare for that, right? And at least come up with some other alternative plans, or learn how to go plan as you go, right? Sometimes sometimes you don't know you need it until you're in a situation where that happens. So sometimes you're going to be SOL, but guess what? Next time you might be ready for if that happens. So it's all fun and games until somebody actually learns how to do something. It's good. But anyways, I got over being sick this past week. It sucked, but it is what it is. Everybody gets sick and whatever, we were thinking it was food poisoning. I couldn't even freaking get up and walk for 2 days, that's how freaking bad it was. I had pulled over on the way home. Didn't think I was gonna make it home, but made it home, thank God. And I remember I had some weird dream, and I was hallucinating. I was hallucinating my dream. That's how not good I felt when I got home that night. And it was weird because I was in the factory. It was the people that I know at work, except it was like a factory setting. Well, not a factory setting, a different factory setting, I should say. And we were doing something totally different. We were what the heck were we doing? We were weaving baskets, and I was like, what the hell are we weaving baskets for? And then all of a sudden the baskets turned to weeds or something, and they were reaching for my feet, and I was trying to kick them away and get away from these weeds trying to consume me, right? Or whatever they are, vines, weeds, whatever. And yeah, I don't know what the heck that was. And I got up, and I was just having a really bad, cold shakes and stuff like that because of just sick. I think it's one of the symptoms of that. I could not stop shaking because my limbs, my hands and my feet got so cold and things like that. So it sucks. It sucked. My belly finally just got over being frickin' crappy for, since then. So it was yesterday. The first 2 days I dropped 25 pounds. So I'm down to 245. I was back up to 269. So I was down to 243 the other day. And then I finally was able to keep some water down without just flying right through me, right, and hurting me and stuff like that. So able to eat crackers. I was finally able to eat a meal, like a full-on meal that wasn't just a piece of toast or a couple crackers yesterday. So it felt good. It felt good. I had a lot more energy and things like that. Playing frisbee with with my son. Man, and he's liking it. He's enjoying it. He got whacked in the face with the freaking frisbee, cried for 2 seconds, wiped his face. He was like, let's go some more, Dad. I'm like, all right, let's go, dude. So he's like, I'm good at this. I'm like, yeah, you're good at this, dude. You just gotta like it to be good at something, right? And want to keep doing it and keep doing it in order to get better. So it's cool to see that he's excited about something. And I was kind of worried that he wasn't going to be excited about any kind of physical activities going on because I was always an active kid my whole life. And I mean, I'm still somewhat active. I'm nowhere near as active as I used to be. But, you know, is what it is. I could change that. I definitely 100% could change that, and I do. The crappy part about it is like it happens in spurts, and I don't want it to happen in spurts. I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna stay consistent for a really long time, but it's just a matter of getting back on track and finding what it is that I want to do. I already know, I have a general idea, but yeah, I had poison ivy too. I didn't know it before I got sick. I had like some things and I was like, what the hell are those? And then, I had my fever and I was sweating and I couldn't do nothing about it because I could barely move and stuff. I was putting on the stuff that like thins your skin that I got from the doctor. It was medicated cream to put on poison ivy I got. And it still spread. It still spread because I was just so sweaty and icky and all over the place because I was so messed up. And just my bodily fluids all over the place. So it's unfortunate and it could happen to you. Don't get poison ivy when you get sick. So shame on you. Just kidding. Shame on me, I guess. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Anyways, had to miss the fair. I wish I would have been able to go, but I just couldn't. Sometimes you just can't do shit, and you just gotta, you just gotta get better, man. You just gotta get better and do things like that. So, but I'm gonna get more serious. I'm getting more serious about losing weight. So I'm down to 245. And I'm planning on losing more weight again in my life. Not again, like recently, I guess, but actually go for losing more weight and then getting back into shape again. So I got a goal in mind that I want to do at least before winter inside my own garage here, my gym garage that I want to achieve. And there's only one thing left to do, and that's going to be to do it and execute it and things like that, right? I'm probably going to start lifting weights again a little bit and see how that goes. Nothing heavy. I'm not going to be trying to lift a lot of weight for myself. I'm going to just be focusing on more endurance training with those weights to help it assist with what I'm going to aim for, right? You don't always have to go heavy to be strong, right? So sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do in order to achieve the goal that you want to become stronger, strength isn't always numbers in the sense of one lift maxes and stuff like that. It could be in total time you're able to perform certain tasks that you have in mind. So if you're a young person, you gotta keep that in mind. You gotta keep that in mind that it's not always about those things. Sometimes it's about those little goals that you set yourself up to achieve and ultimately attain and surpass. Because eventually you're going to get stronger anyways, like you do a lot of reps. Yeah, pretty soon you're going to be doing a lot of reps with heavier weights. Yeah, because you're being consistent. So it's better to play the long game than it is to play the short game, they say, right? I can attest to that. I've hurt myself many a times doing some weirdo stuff, trying to ego lift, trying to do whatever, forgetting I'm old more recently, but I'm not old, but accidents happen. People hurt themselves, no matter what age you are. If you're a teenager or you're a grown man, you might find yourself in a predicament where you think you're going to do something, and the last time you did a 1 rep max was probably nowhere near it. I've done it many times. I've seen people do it. I've had to help save people. I've been saved under a bar many a times, and I'm grateful for people that have saved me. My little brother, he saved me. He'll tell you. You ever ask him, like, Trav ever get stuck under a bar? Hell yeah. And he's like, dude, you should have got me. I was like, dude, I thought I had it. Like, in my head, I was like, I could do it, and didn't do it. I was, too stubborn to ask for help, or just didn't want to bug somebody to ask them for help, and that's a big mistake. I was watching this video recently where this guy was bench pressing, and frickin' right on his neck, crushing his neck, and somebody came up, but he was already like passed out. I don't know if he died or anything like that, but he got his neck wrung because he didn't ask anybody for help for a spot. So, and he was lifting a weight that he probably had no business lifting. I mean, he almost got it. He got it about 50% of the way up, right on his neck, and he was on a decline. He couldn't roll it off of him. Oh, not good. Not good at all, man. It's scary in those type of videos. They always freak me out too, because it hits so close to home. But anyways, ever find yourself near me, you want to hang out, hit me up. Try to do some training. I like to try other people's training methods all the time, but I'll also try to put you through my training methods. It's usually basic stuff. So, but anyways, till next time, guys. I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for tuning in, and peace.